about the inner treasure, which goes a little far beyond just chocolate and coffee. Inner treasure, the Sandesh, April 1993, Sant, Rajinder, Singh, Maharaj. He says, we all shall realize that the inner experiences of light and sound are the real treasures of life. Rather than trying to amass money and possessions, it would be more beneficial if we tried to amass for ourselves more and more inner experiences. Material possessions can only accompany us as far as death's door. If we are able to hold on to them for the length of our entire life, we are lucky. But when we cross the gates into the beyond, what is material becomes immaterial. It is totally useless, but we cannot take it with us. The experience of divine light and sound that we enjoy are the only beneficial treasures of life, for they lead us into the beyond. They carry us safe past the Lord of Judgment into the waiting arms of our beloved Master, who will take us to realms of bliss and joy far beyond the troubles of this world. We should be as excited about possessing the inner treasures as people are in accumulating money and possessions. We should eagerly look forward to seeing inner visions and hearing inner music. We should consider a day without meditation as a day without earning any spiritual capital. Just as we count how much money we earn each day from our business and retail sales or from our hourly wages, we should be eager to sit down and calculate how many inner sights and sounds we enjoyed. When we sit for meditation, we should keep in view the fact that we should be seeing something. Our mind has a terrible habit of trying to waylay us from concentrating properly. It will try to interject so many thoughts to keep our attention from the eye focus. But we can outwit the mind. We can determine that we will continue sitting until we see some light or hear inner music. We can discipline ourselves in such a way that we will not rise from our meditations until we have seen something. Each time our mind wanders, we can remind it to leave us alone for a while so we can concentrate on the light within. Once we see the light, it is easy for us to continue focusing into the middle of it so we can see what lies further within. We need to remember that the goal of meditation is not to sit in a posture while our mind engages in a variety of thoughts, either of our problems or our future plans. The goal of meditation is to experience the inner lights and sounds and the beautiful form of the Master within. If any light, or if different colors appear, we should continue to gaze into the middle of what is before us. At some point, we should see a sky in front of us. If we look into the middle of that, we will see pinpoints of lights or stars appear. We should focus our attention on the brightest of those stars. We will cross through it and see the inner moon. Remember how Sagyo and Basho and all of them, in that form of Buddhism, they believed in the inner moon.
But the way they write, it's about the moon outside, you see on the sky.
Yeah, but it's symbolic as well, their inner moon. Yeah, they write about the moon in the sky, but they also put it in symbolic language of the inner moon. Again, gaze into the middle of the moon, and you will see the inner sun. Ultimately, we will see the radiant form of the Master. He may talk to us, or he may take us with him to the higher regions. Our desire and aspiration should be to reach the radiant form of the Master. We should not sit only long enough to see light and then stop. Let me read that again. We should not sit only long enough to see light and then stop. We should continue with our practices. Just as we set a goal for our financial earnings, we should decide to sit until we reach the radiant form of the Master. If we keep this goal before us, when we sit for our spiritual practices, we may stay better focused. If we sit in meditation until we experience inner visions, our meditations may become more fruitful. Initiates of the Great Master should understand the values of the capital we have been given at the time of initiation. We should try to increase it every day. We should not let it dwindle down. We should invest it properly, so it will double and triple. We can invest it by keeping the diary and eliminating our ethical failures, and by meditating regularly. Do not just take my word for it. Put it into practice, even on an experimental basis. Test it for yourself. Spirituality is a science, and if you follow the procedures accurately, it will definitely work. The inner light and sound are just the beginning. They lead to the happiness that we cannot find in this world. When we come in contact with them and reach the radiant form of the Master, we can experience bliss and joy far greater than any worldly pleasures or possessions can give us. The holy Naam will lead us to a divine love, intoxication, and bliss. Let us develop our inner experiences so we can reach the abode of love and light. We can gain a treasure that stays with us forever. We can carry it in our hearts and souls wherever we go, and at any moment we can dip into that storehouse and be lost in the treasures of divinity and love. We had read from the satsang material of July about treasure, finding treasure, how to be like a pirate and find treasure inside yourself. Is that the easy method of getting treasure? It's not so easy necessarily.
Depends.
It's not easy.
Like the other pleasures, for some people it's easy, for some people it's hard.
It's convenient in a way. Convenience, I say, is the highest religion, but you can get this treasure. Doesn't the treasure kind of accumulate in a way? It's sort of like sports, dear. When you regularly practice, you get better. If I played tennis every day for a year, I would be very good at it. But anyways, we had read from the teachings of Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who's part of the science of spirituality. SOS.org. Oh, nice. B.J. Nagar, India. Where's the treasure?